King Charles III completes his visit to all the nations of the United Kingdom. While back in England, the government had to pause the line of mourners waiting to pay their respects to the late Queen. Ian Lee has more.
Cheering crowds welcomed King Charles III for his first visit to Wales as monarch. He shook hands and accepted flowers as he met with well-wishers. Britain's new king has now made stops in all 4 nations of the UK. With the Queen consort at his side, King Charles took part in a prayer service for his mother and spoke before the Welsh Parliament.
Through all the years of her reign, the land of Wales could not have been closer to my mother's heart.
Here in London, the miles-long line of people waiting to get inside to see Queen Elizabeth's coffin in Westminster Hall is so long that government officials temporarily stop people from joining it. Officials say the wait time reached 14 hours, but mourners in the queue, as the Brits call it, say the experience is worth it.
I think what's absolutely incredible is the fact that you've got so many people here this morning, all getting up, coming in, standing patiently and quietly in the queue. It's amazing.
Outside Windsor Castle, mounted police rode in formation. Security is being stepped up ahead of the Queen's burial there on Monday.
I'd much rather them do that than not. Something terrible happen, because it's always on the back of your mind.
The Queen will be buried in St. George's Chapel next to her late husband, Prince Philip.
Tomorrow, all 8 of Queen Elizabeth's grandchildren are expected to stand vigil at her coffin. Prince Harry will be allowed to wear his uniform, a move King Charles has approved. The prince did not wear his uniform at the procession to Westminster Hall earlier this week because he is no longer a working royal after he and his wife Meghan Markle broke ties with the family in 2020. Well, still ahead at noon, you can't decide between wonton or egg drop soup. Well, grab a spoon and stick around for today's recipe from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.